in easy times, when risk does not come home to hurt you, the person who takes the most risk makes the most money. And risk taking is encouraged and continues and increases. As Warren Buffett says, when the tide goes out, we find out who was swimming without a bathing suit. And so when the conditions become normal or challenging, then the person who took the most risk has a problem. And that's much of what we saw. In thinking about our portfolios from the macro, I usually think about aggressiveness and defensiveness. This, to me, this is the main axis on which we have to decide.
Right.
So for you or for me or for Jay, there's a right amount of risk. There's a position on this line that's right for me. I don't have to save for my old age anymore. and I have plenty of money stored up. So I can afford to be aggressive. I can take a chance. Somebody else has to be more conservative because they have to ensure their future. So that's, we select our normal position. Then we say, what about today? Today, should I be more aggressive than usual or more defensive than usual? Well, the point is, nothing works all the time. Aggressive behavior makes you more money in the good times, but loses you money in the bad times. Conservative protects you in the bad times, but you have to look at others in the good times making more, which is challenging, produces envy. So the point is that the people who engaged in aggressive behavior in the good times had it perfect. But if they continue with that behavior when the times become more difficult, then they get into trouble. And there's an old saying in the lending business that the worst of loans are made in the best of times. So when things are going well and risk-taking is successful, and there are no troublesome events, people become more and more aggressive, and they relax their standards, and they lend more money to weaker borrowers with less protection. And then when the cycle turns down, those are the ones that get into trouble. And so some of the banks that failed grew super fast, and some of them, like Silicon Valley Bank, were in an area concentrated. These are regional banks. So the SVB concentrated on a region that was engaged in an aggressive activity of venture capital, which boomed in the good times, busted in the bad times. And that contributed, that was not the whole problem, but that contributed to its demise. So you're absolutely right. The change in the environment is very, very important, and it should not be overlooked.
Right.
As you may know, Jacob and Jay, when I was in college, I minored in Asian studies, and it brought me into contact with Asian philosophy. And I think one of the things I learned from that is the importance of attributing power to your environment. It's not how smart you are or how strong you are, but also your environment will determine a lot of what happens to you. And you don't necessarily have control over that or the ability to predict it. And you have to understand your environment and react appropriately. And I think that's what all of this is about. I think that people tend to overestimate what's under their control. And our business, which means dealing with the unknown future, is much, much better if we understand our limitations and prepare for an unknown world rather than assume that we're in control and it will go as we expect.